In an exclusive interview conducted by the 669th-pound reporter Artie Lang, live from the stunning $6.69 studio, high atop the 33rd floor, overlooking Lake Superior, April 13, 2024. Old Vincenzo reveals insider secrets from University of Michigan, fighting Jim Harbaugh, National Championship Studio. When questioned by this fat drug and alcoholic Italian, Mr. Vincenzo remained composed, delivering a blunt response to Artie Lang's inquiries. How, why, and when did you know the top was in? Pressed by Mr. Lang. In a no-nonsense manner, Vincenzo challenged viewers to simply hit the subscribe button, like, and share to unlock the secrets behind his successful shorting strategy. Confident Vincenzo hinted at the potential for 4x returns on investments in just 6 weeks. Artie Lang, now falling over, can't believe what he just witnessed and falls face first to the floor, a loud thumping noise.
Subscribe down below. Good 13th of April of 2024. Steadily marching our way through the second month of the early springtime season after a phenomenal, gorgeous, glowing, stunning, beautiful, crystal clear early spring blue skies in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois. It is currently 58 degrees J in Bloomington Airport in central Illinois. And I need you to bell notification and comment down below to continue to get this truth and information from the XRP gold and silver bullion insider that shorted the Bitcoin bull market top. That's right. You're looking at him right now as Bitcoin's down $444 or 0.73%. You're looking at them and you subscribe to the channel, just as the intro said. A phenomenal intro, industry exclusive and industry best intro. You're looking at it and you're watching live in person, day 10 of the man that shorted the Bitcoin bull market top. After this phenomenal rally, we're looking at what we think is going to be a lengthy correction. Every time you have a massive rally, a massive pump in the Bitcoin price, there's always that nasty, horrible, dream-crushing correction to suck and wipe out and liquidate all of the people trying to hop in on the momentum and on the top. Am I saying it's going to come down as bad as these? No, but do I think we've stopped the bull market and at least the Bitcoin price? 100% unequivocally, absolutely. That is what I am saying, and I am not a financial advisor, nor do I point one on this radio show. These are strictly my own personal opinions and education on the market. But you can see you had a massive pump in 2017, a blow-off top, and the blow-off tops usually happen quick. You quickly reversed, and then you were in a long bear market, local capitulation centered around December of 2018. Nice consolidation. Nobody knows where it's going to go. Place your bets. If you're right, you get a ton of money. If you're wrong, you lose a lot of money. If you bought the short, you lost a lot of money. If you bought the long, you gained a lot of money. You had the COVID dump followed by the phenomenal Fed-induced, COVID-induced, stimulus-induced pump. And then you had the mountain double top. And again, you see pump one, how quick it reverses. Then you had a falling wedge. It's a wedge that's sort of like a duck's beak, but it's angled down. It's a bearish continuation pattern, but a bullish reversal pattern at the bottom as the sellers or the bears become exhausted and the buyers or the bulls take over the market and the price is going to rally. And it did in a phenomenal bear market rally, which it turned out to be in that we thought it was here the whole time, but it did briefly make an all-time high, and then it quickly reversed itself. Sound familiar? And then we had a lengthy consolidation here, but unlike here, this one was a rising wedge. It's the exact same formation as the falling wedge, except the falling wedge is angled like this, and the rising wedge is angled like this. And the rising wedge right here is a bullish continuation pattern, but a bearish reversal pattern at the top as the buyers or the bulls become exhausted and the sellers or the bears take over the market. The price is going to collapse, and that's exactly what it did. And this is why, again, right here at this triple top, could this break up after a brief correction of 5, or it's already broken that, it's already about 15% from its high, but after a 25 or 30% healthy correction and come down to the 50-day or short-term moving average in the weekly time frame, could that ignite the bull market and this runs to $100,000, yeah, sure, absolutely it could. But I think we're becoming exhausted, and this might be a triple top. And if this is a triple top, this would just be a bigger version of the dinosaur, right? Or the turtle, right? Where you have the mountain double top, the dump, and then you have the up and sideways consolidation, and then there's the shell. And then when that dumps, it's a bigger version of what we were looking at up here. Watch the video from 2 days ago. It was an Insight Dynamite can't miss video. And could that be what we're looking at here? And we're going to have a big, healthy correction of better than 50%, which is normal for Bitcoin, and then possibly come back up and make the bull run to end all bull runs. That we don't know, but what we are watching out for is old Vincenzo, a crypto insider, XRP insider, gold and silver bullion expert, believes we've just shorted the local top. We've just shorted the temporary pause or the end of a current bull market and the start of a intermediate correction, at the very least, potentially a bear market short term in Bitcoin, where we come down and start testing some of these major moving averages at around 40,000 before we buy the bulls, and the bulls get more involved and fight off the bears and exhaust the sellers. We get out all the weak hands that bought up here on the hype train, flush them out back to a better buying opportunity, and then we go off to the races again. That is something we could absolutely be watching. But old Vincenzo did take a $1,700 BITI, or the inverse of the Bitcoin ETF. We took out the short version, and this could be something where old Vincenzo right here, old Vincenzo at $70,336.36, placed the short about 10 days ago. So we're at about day 10 or day 11, and we've been up and we've been down. And currently we were up on the close on Friday. It trades 24 hours a day, except 5 p.m. Eastern. Friday it closes and doesn't open for trading. Like this big candle to the downside, this 8% move probably would have went a lot farther if the ETF market was open and the people could have started, as liquidations were being triggered here on the longs getting liquidated, people could have started pouring in to the inverse or the short ETF, and that would have drove the price even farther to the downside. But that does not open until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Time Sunday, right? And then it's open 24 hours a day until Friday at 5 p.m. And I think we might have maybe shorted the top here, and we're going to continue to watch this, because if we can get a little bit more breathing room here and we can be somewhere down in the upper 50s, that would clear us about $68,000, $12,000, $14,000 in the Bitcoin price from 70,000. It's a little bit lower than that. But getting down into this $58,000 range, that would clear us about 18-20% in the Bitcoin price and give us some breathing room and time to mature things here and get our next leg to the game plan set and stabilized and ready to rock and roll, and see if we are into some short-term or medium-term bear market here, or a sell-off after what is turned out to be greater than from the low, which nobody gets the low and nobody gets the high, better than a 381 or nearly 4x move, or $58,696 if you would have bought a Bitcoin near the bottom for $15,925, you would have made $58,000 of Bitcoin over the next 2 years if you weren't selling and trying to time the market, like trying to dump for the 3 days that it dumped there, and then you miss out on the rally because you'll never dump the top and you'll never buy back the bottom to continue the same pace and money you'd have been making if you bought down here and just rode it until some kind of big indicator hit, which maybe that would have been up here now. But that's something we're watching, and this is BITI, and this is the reason I'm making this video, and we'll see, for better or worse, boom or bust, if old Vincenzo, the XRP insider, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and silver and gold bullion hit the bottom and shorted with the ETF short term on a rally to the upside and a Bitcoin correction after a 384% rally. It seems only logical and reasonable to assume and to predict and to forecast and to place bets on that the Bitcoin price would have to have at least some sort of correction. And if we do have a 30 to 50% correction, and you can see where the ETF, and what happened with the ETF in a brief rundown on the ETF, they opened up the Bitcoin ETF and launched them at the bottom of the bear market, right? So this ETF, when it came out, could only do nothing but trade sideways as we were forming a rounding bottom in the Bitcoin price around 15, 16K, as the bears or the sellers were being exhausted and the bulls or the buyers were about to pump the market, and the price is going to skyrocket. And that's what it did. And so it's bad timing for the short ETF. It got everyone to pile in the short way because that was where all the momentum was, and that's where all the hype train was, everyone thinking it was going to keep going lower. And then you can see over the next 2 years in the bull market, this was in a rising channel, the exact opposite of Bitcoin, which you would expect because it's the inverse. If you look at Bitcoin, just take this chart and flip it around, and that's exactly what the Bitcoin price has been doing, right? But I think this rising channel is a bearish continuation pattern, but a bullish reversal pattern as the sellers or the bears become exhausted and a rounding bottom is noticed as the bulls or the buyers start to take over the market and the price is going to pump. And I think, and I am forecasting, and I put my money there, that the price is going to pump. And I think on the open, unless Bitcoin has a massive rally, which it had a nice return rally, but it was that hook-nosed Jew bearish reversal pattern that if you watched the Bitcoin video from about a couple hours ago, we showed you exactly that formation when the Bitcoin price was sitting on support of major underneath support, which is the top part of that rising channel that it broke out of, which it's threatening to break back into, just like this broke down out of it, the inverse of the short, and now it's threatening to break back into it on Friday at the close. And if this would have been open right now, or if the price stays flat from now, from where it's at in 24 hours when this opens, you're going to see this candlestick, I think, fly way up through 9, maybe close to $10 or $11 and threaten to break out of this rising channel, just like the Bitcoin price is threatening to break back into it from up above. I think you're going to see this come up, hit this, and threaten to break out of it, right? I think this is going to be at a massive rally. And if I am right and my plan plays out and we are perfecting this leg here, we could take $1,700 and at the very minimum hit it at about a 1x. And if things go really, really ultimately bullish, we could 2x the $1,700 and turn that into a potential $3,400 profit as we watch this market. And this is a video specifically dedicated to the man, to the old Vincenzo, the man, the myth, the legend, and the forecaster and investor that shorted the Bitcoin local regional triple top after it hit its all-time high, and it is now shorting the top on day 11 of shorting the Bitcoin price top in this bull market correction / bear market starting in the Bitcoin price. Like, subscribe, and peace and love to my beautiful, lovely, glowing audience. Peace and